I'm about to blow me down. Only a swig of Grand Coupe can take the pain away. The shower, serenade. If I go, you will show me some love.
YouTube, what's poppin'? It's Night Hokage. We're gonna finally do this Glass spoiler review. Now this is just a warning. Unbreakable came out when I was like 11. I don't really remember it. I got the gist of it though. Split, I don't really remember it because I don't really like that movie, but I got the gist of it too. So just want to get that out of there. Again, spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, I don't know why you're watching this video, but I'm sure by now most of you have. So off rip, M. Night Shyamalan gets a lot of hate, but I like a lot of his movies. I like Signs, I like The Sixth Sense, I like The Witch, I like Devil. Shit, I mean, he has some good movies. I think people just, sometimes it's cool to hate on somebody because everybody else is hating on them, you know what I mean? But I'm going to try to get through this quickly because I want to really dig into the ending and what I think about it. So I'm going to start with the characters and then I'm going to do the plot. We're going to start with David Dunn, the Overseer, Mr. Unbreakable, Green Poncho Man, you know. He's weak to water and all that. Bruce Willis played him. I think Bruce actually seemed like he cared about this movie. He hasn't really cared about acting in a long while, but
pretty sure I
feel like he did a pretty good job. Hold on. I think he did a pretty good job for what he had to do in this movie. And, you know, I have no complaints when it comes to Bruce Willis. Like I said, I think he really cared about this movie and it shows. But next, let's get into James McAvoy, who plays Kevin Wendell Crumb, who has 24 personalities. Some of them are Jade, who's a teen, Oral, who's a historian, Barry, who's the gay dude, Patricia, who's the British woman, Hedwig, a 9-year-old, Anne and Mary, the twins, you know what I'm saying, they were Irish, Dennis, who has OCD, Luke, who was a Southerner, but he was a movie spoiler, you know what I mean? Mr. Richard, expert in Japanese film. Then there was the Beast, the protector of Kevin and the Broken. And you know, collectively they're known as the Horde. And it's James McAvoy, what can I say? I mean, he delivered like he always does, especially with this role, being able to play that many characters is amazing. I mean, he definitely deserves an award. Since he didn't get one for Split, I think he should get one for this because it's just unfathomable that he could do that, you know what I mean? Then we have Elijah Prince, aka Mr. Glass, played by Samuel L. Jackson. He's had 94 breaks, you know. We know that from Unbreakable. He's a comic historian. And what we know about him is he caused accidents to find superheroes. He's the reason why David Dunn is a superhero. He was the only one to survive one of Mr. Glass's accidents. But yeah, he has OCD, he's kind of like autistic, but he's really smart. And Samuel L. Jackson, like always, delivers. He's another fantastic actor. I felt like he was felt on this movie, you know, like they didn't spend too much time on his character, which I kind of like wish they had, but he brought what he had to bring and he brought his A game, you know. Then we have Casey Cook, who was played by, what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy. Again, she wasn't really in the movie that much like she was in Split. We know in Split that the Beast let her live because she was broken and the Beast protects the broken. You know, she was sexually abused at a young age. For this movie, I mean, she did her job, you could say. I mean, she was basically playing Betty to the Beast, as he was supposed to be Hulk. You can call her Betty in this type of role, you know, but nothing too serious when it comes to her. Still, she played her part well for the time she was given. We have Dr. Ellie Staple. Now, I'm biased because I'm a Sarah Paulson fan. I love her, bro. Like, she's good at everything. And she deserves way more awards than she has because she delivers every time she's on screen and she commands your attention. I love that about her. I never thought I could hate her. That's how I know she did a great job because she made me hate her in this movie. And she never did that with any of the American Horror Story seasons. But in this movie, I just really disliked her, and that's a phenomenal job done by her to make me actually feel that. Joseph Dunn, they brought back Spencer Treat Clark from the original Unbreakable. I mean, it was cool they brought him back, you know. Again, he played this small part the best way he could with the amount of time that he was given. Basically being the oracle to David Dunn's character. And, yeah, you know, nothing really much to say about him. Mrs. Price, you know, Glass's mother, she did her thing for the amount of time she was given. Nothing really to say about her, you know, but I think she did a good job. So let's get into the plot. And I'm reading these notes, I usually do, because I don't want to get lost. So, you know, we open the movie, we see the Beast has kidnapped 4 cheerleaders. David Dunn off rip is trying to find these 4 cheerleaders, you know what I'm saying? Him and his son. He ends up running into Kevin and touches him. And you know how he has that power when he touches somebody, he can see things. So he ends up finding out where the cheerleaders are being held. He goes in there and rescues them. Ends up fighting the Beast. And that was kind of a crazy fight. It was cool to see that though. And it was really early in the movie, I was surprised. The fight ends up spilling outside and Dr. Ellie Staples finds them with her team. Flashes these lights to stop the Beast because apparently that's what stops the Beast. It changes Kevin's personalities. And they lock David and Kevin up. When they get to this institution, you find out that Mr. Glass is in there too. So since we found out that the Beast is weak to flashing lights, and you know David's weak to water, Mr. Glass, he breaks bones really easily. Dr. Staples is trying to convince them that this superhero villain thing is just all in their head. None of it's real. And there's times in the movie where they start doubting themselves. You know, even though they've actually seen themselves do these things, they're starting to doubt themselves. And she's steadily beating it over their head. She's beating it over David's son's head. She's beating it over Casey's. It was a Cassie. She's beating it over her head. Well, no, actually, she wants Casey or Cassie, however they said it in the movie. She wants her to help her with the Beast. She wants her to be able to show the Beast that it's all in his head. None of it's real. This whole time, Mr. Glass has had a plan. He wants to team up with the Beast, break out of this institution, head to the tower, and show the world that they do exist. That everything that he's saying and everything that David can do and everything that Kevin can do is real. So basically, they make their ultimate escape, and David makes his escape. He meets up outside with the Beast and Mr. Glass. And David's son's there, Casey or Cassie's there. And they start fighting. Dr. Staples calls the police come, they both trash the police. Before they start fighting again, David tells the Beast, like, yo, Mr. Glass is using you. He's the reason you are who you are. Because it comes to find out that Kevin's father was on the same train as David, except he died, leaving Kevin to be with his abusive mother, which caused him to go crazy and create all these personalities. When the Beast finds that out, he attacks Mr. Glass like badly, and you know how soft his bones are. Hits him in the chest really hard. Mr. Glass falls out of his wheelchair, breaks his knees, legs, everything. He's basically on the brink of death. So David and the Beast start fighting again. They end up going into a water tank, and you know David's weak against water, but they ended up breaking out. But now everybody's weak. So before the Beast can start wilding again, they have Casey or Cassie, like again, whatever her name is, come and calm him down. Or she does it herself, whatever. But she calms him down, and it's kind of like I said, it's kind of like the Betty and Hulk situation. But before he can say, you know, his sorries or actually be Kevin for a moment, he's hit from a sniper shot. At that same time, we see a guy drowning, David. They all have this tattoo. Dr. Ellie Staples walks up to David and says, all you had to do was believe this was all fake and we would have let you live. come and find out, she's part of the secret society. That's what the tattoo meant. That meets up at this restaurant or whatever, and they're basically trying to suppress this hero thing. And if they can't, they will kill him as a last resort. They don't want it getting out to the world. And ultimately, the Beast dies. David dies. Which I didn't like how they killed David, but whatever, I get it. And before Mr. Glass dies, he lets them know that his mom knows that this was never a hero story. This was an origin story. I'm going to touch on that later. So, Dr. Staples goes to her society and says she's ready to go anywhere else and do the same thing, wherever they need her to be. She comes to find out later on that Mr. Glass' real plan was to record this whole thing on all the cameras that was in the institution, and he sent it to David's son, he sent it to his mom, and he sent it to Casey. And he wanted them to show the world that these people do exist. And when Dr. Staples finds out, she knows she fucked up. She's devastated. She lets out this scream, just knowing like, damn, it's over. We end up seeing Kevin's son, Casey, and Glass's mom in a train station, waiting for everybody to get the notification that the videos were posted. And lo and behold, the video is posted. And you see everybody starting to see the video and reacting to it. So here's what I want to touch on about this being an origin story and an ending. I like knowing that this can go anywhere, but at the same time knowing that it's not. I don't think Shyamalan's going to do any more movies with this universe, but it leaves it open for any director and writer or comic book print writer to take this universe and make it amazing if they wanted to. It's like we can start with Casey and David's son and Mrs. Glass' mom all becoming or having their own hero story, and how this affected them because they all lost somebody. And a hero story always usually starts with somebody losing somebody that was close to them, or they felt the connection to. Or it could be an origin story to these villains in a secret society and what they're doing in the world. It's just so much that they can do with this. And you never know. They might do it, they might not do it. We'll just have to wait and see. But I give this movie an A-. Pacing was a little off for me. Not enough Bruce Willis. Damn sure not enough Glass. I think it's because there was so many characters and they had to explain so many things to connect the universe. But it's not a bad movie. I don't get all the hate for it. I know people don't like the ending. I have no problem with the ending, but agree to disagree. That being said, that's my spoiler review. It was real quick, a little sloppy, but I just wanted to get it out there because it's been a while. I've been saying I was going to do it and I haven't done it, so here it is. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Because I know this is going to be a really divisive movie. So, it's the Ninth Hokage, signing out.